Okay, barring some sort of freak mathematical impossibility, Aston Villa
relegated.
Them farewell.
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure having you on this show.
Yeah, I'm gonna like go for a few years and I'll come back a different man.
No, you can come. You can just sit in the chair and you can just be like.
You need a transfer to another part of the Reed network. I think. That's
I think that's the plan at least.
Move
anyway,
up to like Reed football.
Just I'll find something to do with my time.
No, you could start. You could come on the MLS. You could be our Red Bull correspondent.
Yeah, you got Red Bulls.
There
That's
you
a great
go.
idea, actually.
There you go.
That's Robbie's job.
Yeah, that's my team.
Nobody shit.
Did you watch them this weekend? Yeah, exactly. Aston Villa, like I said, I think they are 15 points from safety.
We need to score 16 goals and get 15 points in the next few games.
Out of the next 15.
Yeah,
but you can be relegated on Saturday, can't you?
Yeah. Which we will be relegated on Saturday because we've got United, unless Louis van Gaal is just like has a stroke.
Yeah, basically everyone else needs to lose and you just need to win the last 5 games.
It's a terrible thing to say.
Yeah,
you've said words.
And you would know.
Yeah, you would.
It's a terrible thing to say.
So I mean, to be fair,
I've been to a network day.
There's no shocker here, is there, Robbie? You know, Aston Villa, the writing's been on the wall pretty much all season.
Sorry to say, they've been dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. You know what? I was actually looking at Villa the other day, and when you sort of compare them to Leicester, you just think to yourself, you know, the players there they've really disgraced the shirt. I mean, because I was looking at Leicester's team, I'll pick one player for instance, right? Wes Morgan, right? Now, Wes Morgan wouldn't be probably a player that you'd say, right, you're going to put into any of the elite top 4, the usual top 4 teams or anything like that. You'd say but he's applied himself. He's worked hard. He's really been exceptional this season.
Yeah.
Compare him to somebody who like Lescott, who you probably say he's a better.
Or Richards.
You know, or Richards, who on paper they're better defenders than him.
Technically,
and what have they done this season? They've done nothing.
Surely,
you know?
Surely the best comparison has got to be Albrighton.
Yeah.
A man who couldn't get in a poor Villa side goes to Leicester and is now on the verge of being, Premier League winner.
And apparently they didn't want to pay, I forget how much, what is it? They didn't want to pay him 50 grand a week?
I think the story was we offered him 15, Leicester offered him 20, but he was looking for an exit route anyway because he could see the writing on the wall a bit and he wasn't getting first team football.
What?
Right, and now look where he is now. Look how he's performing. And then the players that they bought in. It
all points back to the atmosphere around Villa Park and around Randy Linner's ownership and around the lack of football people we've had involved at the club.
It's top to bottom of Villa.
Genuinely.
You can't just pick it. Because I was listening to someone the other day and obviously when
you were listening to someone?
Seems like a sponge, mate. like a sponge.
I've often thought that.
Yeah. Except it's filled with caramel instead of water. Just my eating habits. When we were talking last, who was the manager before? Your last manager? I can't even remember. Sherwood, yeah. When he got the sack and I said, go and get Moyes. Go and get Moyes. Yeah. And apparently they went to Moyes, didn't they, when he was in Spain, and he told them what he wanted, and they were like, nah, that's too much power to hand over to one man.
And then even with the Remy Gard thing, they didn't give him no money in January.
Yeah.
Right, so it's obvious
the whole thing
that
demonstrates that you had
What kind of club is that?
It demonstrates that you're a real football man with a real pedigree of running a football club, like Villa, from top to bottom. And they said no, and you're just thinking, what kind of people like that? I honestly believe if they brought Moyes in, they'd be 15th, 16th now, no problem. They would have got themselves out of it. He would have known exactly who to go and buy. He would have brought a few in and got them some stability. But you went and bought some fella off the telly, not Gary Neville, and he didn't have a clue.
I'm not disputing. I don't think it's unfair to say that Remy Gard's a bad manager.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, you have people who don't know anything about football.
It's a poison chalice, mate.
That's what I'm saying. Moyes was perfect because he would have took all those decisions that those people didn't know about out of their hands. That's what he did for years at Everton. He didn't need all these people to know about football because Moyes did everything, and he brought in a lot of these, people behind the scenes, video analysts and all this kind of
as I said,
new
I think
technology.
For me, it all boils down to players as well.
Yeah.
And guys like Inzopia, You know,
Absolute joke, mate.
The guy is actually a quality player when he feels like it.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to say. So you look at a guy like Mahrez, you look at a guy like Nzobia. If you probably put the two of them together and you said, right, talent-wise, right, when they first started off, they probably got the same sort of talent.
Listen, we were upset when we didn't get Nzobia.
Yeah, he's so talented, so skillful. But it's when he feels like it.
That's the problem. But this is the problem with it, is that in the first,
disgraceful.
you go down the league and you see it, it's all well and good spending money, but you've got to spend money on the right type of players. But at least you were kind of doing that. And then the money disappeared and you just started... What happened at Villa is what every Liverpool fan feared was happening with us, was they were selling the established players off and bringing these young under-23s in with loads of promise, and you're thinking, great, but this is just a process of buying and selling and what have you. You had a great balance for a little while when you had like Andy Weimann in the front three, with like Benteke and all that, and you had Lambert in his first, the start of his reign, and then the whole thing just started to
But as well, though, I think,
apart.
sorry, going back to the Moyes thing, but you mentioned their play, you just mentioned Richards and you just mentioned Lescott.
Yeah.
I reckon if Moyes had them too, they would be
different story.
They would be completely different.
And then
There's no one cracking the whip.
Look at a guy like Grealish. Look at it. Last season. They were should he play for the Republic of Ireland? England
Should
trying
get
to
his hair cut.
He's been what's he done?
He's been
what is he?
He's
out drinking all the
he's
time.
been more
and stuff
interested
like
in
Poor
getting
man's
into
Jack
clubs.
Wilshere, isn't he?
Yeah,
On every level. You just
honestly.
But I just say, sorry, is that Micah, you made Micah Richards your captain. He's a lad who his career had completely stalled.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying, if Liverpool had a punt on him, I'd have been quite interested to see what he could do. But I wouldn't be putting him at the heart of my defence and giving him the captain's down.
Listen, I'm not a Villa fan. I like Aston Villa as a club, but I'm not a Villa fan. Even me, I get angry when I see how those players have treated their fans. When you got players tweeting out pictures of their car, right, after they put in disgusting performances on the pitch. I think those players, they've been an absolute disgrace.
What's sad is...
Aston Villa, big club.
Yeah,
that's not a little club.
Hands up if your club's won the European Cup.
Yeah. Exactly. He had to get out.
You just literally did that, so you could put your hand up. You fucking did.
Peds, I need a pick-me-up in this moment.
Hands up, just one more time.
Just don't do a fucking Red Bull then.
Hands up if your club's won the European Cup.
Shall we just stay like this the whole episode, Paul?
You do that. But no,
You've never been to a fucking Zenith Data Trophy system fan, otherwise
players are disgraced as shit. And then, as you said, the ownership of that club is what every
But it's still going on, Robbie.
football fan
Still
fears.
going on.
You know what? It's what you fear, right? A guy comes in, billionaire, started off all right, spending money, and then he just lost complete interest. And then
because you know why that was though?
Look at the mess the club's
didn't have any
now.
football men around them, so he just let the manager just. Oh, what you want to pay Stephen Warnock? 80 grand a week? Yeah, I'll pay Stephen Warnock.
As soon as Martin O'Neill left, Randy Lerner and Paul Faulkner, the CEO at the time, were just
because
they didn't know how to carry on.
Do you know what it was?
Martin O'Neill left.
They couldn't get.
But then didn't. You could argue as well that Martin O'Neill, as well.
Oh yeah,
Martin O'Neill was to blame.
Millions and millions.
I'm not true, but if you maybe stick it out and continue to back, because you don't go, you go for it or you don't, and you don't spend 24 million, whatever it is, on Darren Bent and a couple of and one or two others, and then stop.
You don't spend 24. You don't spend.
Well, whatever. But the point is, but you were still a goal scorer. You know.
But what I'm saying is though, they couldn't Villa. One of the big problems when he first came in is Villa couldn't get past us.
Yeah,
it was like we were in fifth, they were in sixth, like 2 seasons in a row, and they were probably looking at our budgets and looking at their budgets and going, what's going on? They should have
just spent more than Leicester.
They should have just built it. Should have built it slowly
in the summer.
But go back to now.
Listen, it's from top to bottom. Even when you get rid of a manager and you're looking, what manager can I bring in? Alex McLeish. Who makes these decisions?
That has to be the point.
You've got to look at it. It's not even just this season.
Going back to now, I couldn't believe last week. Who's in charge now?
Eric Black.
Right, Eric Black's in charge. So they went off to Dubai, didn't he? And Agbonlahor.
Agbonlahor and Richards had the sheesh,
which is nothing. That's not even anything anyway. But then I listened to the press conference last week and he said, he's not playing this weekend.
Got a virus.
And he went, why? And he went, we just don't want the circus of it. And he went, so he's not disciplined? He went, no. He went, so why isn't he playing? He went, we just don't want the circus. And he was like, what are you talking about? It was Pat Murphy, who's a brilliant journalist who kept pressing him and pressing him and going, so he's not being disciplined? No. And he's not playing? No. Why? Because we don't want the circus. And he's like, the circus is here, mate. The circus is here.
But even that, Agbonlahor,
Check that elephant behind you, mate.
That guy, he's supposed to be Villa through and through. What's he there smoking a shisha?
yeah,
he should
straight.
know. He should understand that, right?
But why didn't he
you
just
say?
say?
You say it's nothing, right? But of all people, he should understand that. You know, that's not going to go down good with the
so
fans.
why didn't the club discipline
Yeah,
him
no, you're right.
and
The
make
club
They should have disciplined
And
him,
that's what I'm saying, so they've dropped them.
Discipline the whole lot.
So they've dropped them.
Go on, James.
Let me just say, on the point of Gabby Agbonlahor, he perfectly epitomises everything that is wrong with Aston Villa.
No, he epitomises what's everything wrong with football.
And Aston Villa.
But given
He's shite.
given that we're focusing on
He's
Villa
shite.
at the moment, yeah.
And he thinks he's some fucking big superstar, and he's not.
Gabby Agbonlahor
He's got a very long
he's
name.
epitomised everything that's wrong with Aston Villa at the minute. He's the club captain, and he thinks it's acceptable to go and I've got nothing wrong with
So why
anyone
wasn't
smoking
that strict on
shisha,
him?
and he thinks it's acceptable to go to Dubai and smoke shisha and go out partying when he's the club captain, and he's supposed to be villain through and through. I'm sorry, but like
He's probably thinking this is my last chance at the high life.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah. He's got no right to be wearing that Aston Villa
you're
shirt
absolutely
at all. He's an
So why wasn't he
embarrassment.
strict of
You
being
know,
the
it's
captain?
Paul.
That's what I'm
Paul,
saying.
I just want
Mate,
to say one last thing.
Go on.
I'm a bit worried about Villa as well when they go down. Because I look at the players there and I'm like, that championship, that's a hard...
Yeah.
When you consider the teams that have gone down and stayed down, and there's some big clubs in the Championship and League
Bolton,
One.
they're on their way down.
Not Bolton's an example of that, but you know, you look
but
at
you understand what I'm
you
saying.
look at your Leeds United,
get lost.
and you look
Wolves.
at your Sheffield Wednesdays, and you look at these teams that
Wolves.
who are top flight clubs in history.
You have to go and get a manager that knows that. I'd go and get
Neil Warnock.
No, I was going to say Pearson.
That ain't even
I'd
a
go and
bad
get
shout.
Pearson. I'll go and get Pearson. He'll crack the whip.
It looks like, from what I've heard, it looks like Moyes is on his way. Because he looks like he loves a little good project, doesn't
No,
he,
I know, but
Moyes?
I'd go and get Pearson because I think
It's the most
Pearson.
condescending thing anyone's ever said.
He loves a little
Only
project.
A little good project, like Everton, where.
No, but all seriousness, Moyes, he does like a project.
I'm sitting here listening to you while you've got that shirt on, and it's just like Homer's in my mind. La, 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 la. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, look, we could continue this, but if you want more Aston Villa stuff, go of course check out Read Aston Villa.
And Channel 5.
Oh yeah, see what we've done there.
Got one in.
Yeah, and comment below on your thoughts on whether Aston Villa will return to the Premier League if
Gave you
they.
a Red Bull.
At least you get to see your highlights on the goal flashes at 7 o'clock on Sky.
Yeah.